Guys, I am on my way. Hold on, make sure I'm not covering the mic. I didn't bring my wireless mic this time. I'm just straight off the camera mic. Straight off the camera mic today. On the way to go see Mike Jack, y'all. On the way to the theaters now. A little bit late. A little bit, not really. See, that's why they gotta keep the previews. Because people like me, bro, they gotta keep the previews in the beginning of the movie. So for late people like me, you know what I'm saying? I get in where I fit in.
La 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 la, wait till I get my money right.
But yeah, y'all, on the way to see Mike. I'm gonna give y'all my review of the movie afterwards. Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all my review of the movie afterwards. But I'm excited. I watched American Dream earlier late last week. And now we're about to go see Michael, y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all my movie experience as well in South Africa. I'm going to the movie theaters in Mall of Africa. A lot of you guys know Mall of Africa, so yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. We finally made it inside. Movie starts at 5 o'clock. It's 5:07. Are we late or are we late? IMAX. We're here. Let's see what's going on, man. Let's see if we're late or if we're late, or how late we are. All right, y'all, we getting the snacks now. I'm rushing, bro. They stopped me I had to stop and do a picture. I'm like, shoot. I gotta hurry up, bro. It's 5:12. It's 5:12, what y'all think? Are we gonna make it? How long is the previews usually? You don't know? Hopefully, bro. You hot? I'm hot too. Oh my God. We made it, y'all. We made it. We made it, y'all.
Fairy tales and wishful dreams.
Got popcorn. We made it.
Just call my name. Call my name.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
All right, so I'm about to give y'all I'm about to go to my movie critic mode. When I get home. I'm gonna go into full movie critic mode. I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts on the movie, bro. I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts. Yeah, see, I had a change in the theater because she said she was cold. So she got what I had on and now I got this on. So I look better now anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all what I'm rating the movie. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10 is what I give it. I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna break it down for y'all why when I get home. What'd you give it? Huh? What'd you give it? 8 out of 10. And she said 8 out of 10, y'all.
Why 7.5?
Why 7.5?
Because they rushed.
They rushed. I felt like, it's loud in here, but I felt like the kid version didn't get enough shine. And he was a really good actor. Like I enjoyed, you know what I'm saying, his screen time. I feel like he didn't get enough screen time, bro. And I understand Jafar is like the superstar of the show, of the movie and everything like that. Well, of course. Huh? He did good, didn't he? Definitely for his first time acting or whatever. He did really, really good. But yeah. I'm gonna give y'all more when I get home. All right, so let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about the movie. What was good, what was not good, what was great, what was not great. All right, I got some notes here to make me organized throughout this whole critique. So, yeah, and I'm not going to give no spoilers either. So, you guys, whoever has not seen it, it's fine to go through and watch it. There's no actual spoilers. I'm just going to tell my opinion about the movie and what I've seen without giving spoilers. So, coming out of the movie, how did I feel? I felt like, honestly, Oh, she's throwing stuff over her. She was mad when she came out the movie. She wanted it to be longer. She was like, is that it? All right. For me personally, I felt like I personally knew Michael, bruh, from watching the movie. Is that how you felt? Did you feel like you personally knew him? Do you feel like you personally knew him? Like, yeah, I feel like I personally knew him. I don't know why. Like, they did a really good job of, well, let me say Jafar did a really good job at acting Michael. Like, he looked like him, spoke like him, walked like him, mannerisms, everything was like him. So let me just say that everything was like Michael. He did a really really good job. Definitely for his first acting gig, and to play his uncle, that has to be a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? Your first acting gig, and you're playing the greatest of all time, your uncle. Like, a lot of pressure there. But I felt like when I walked out the theater, I personally knew Michael. Like, I personally knew him. I knew him. I know his story. Even though I've seen the American Dream. I've seen the American Dream, and the American Dream was more of not even just Mike. It was about, the whole Jackson Five, at the whole family, right? But this one was specifically about Michael, and from the beginning, you know that because they barely even speak about the brothers, right? There's no storyline. They barely even have lines. You know what I mean? They barely speak, which is something that I wish had, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Did it feel long or short? It felt short for me. Very short, right? It felt very short. I felt like they could have added more, but it was 2 hours and something, right? I think it was that. I think the movie is 2 hours and something, but it doesn't feel like it's that long. I think it's 2 hours and something. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt very short, y'all. It felt very short. Did it feel real or forced? I felt like it felt real. How did you feel?
Huh?
Do you feel like the movie felt real or forced?
No, real.
Felt real to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt real to me as well. In some parts, like, you could feel like the exaggeration a bit, but at the same time, they had to exaggerate. I feel like they have to exaggerate it to, like, so you know the story, if that makes sense. All right, yeah, let's talk about the actors. The main actor, Jafar. I've already spoke about him. I told you guys how I felt when I walked out the theater. I felt like I personally knew Michael, and that was mainly because of Jafar, bruh. There was a part of the movie where he turned around. I think it was the bad part. No, it was it was the bad when he was walking out for bad. Because I'm bad. You're right. When he looked back, bruh, I was like, this guy looks just like Michael.
That's Michael.
That's Michael, bruh. Like, it looked just like him, y'all. It looked identical. You feel me? Like, Jafar, 10 out of 10. He did amazing, bro. There's not more that I was very skeptical going into it, seeing the trailers and stuff like that. Like, nah, man, like, he doesn't really look like him. Da 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 da. Nah, bro. After watching it, I still kind of like at some scene, I'm like, but nah, bro. Identical, dog. Like, from mannerisms to everything. He did really, really good. Really, really good. 10 out of 10 for me, anyway. Supporting cast. I think Joe, the dad, I think his role in the movie was perfect. I think they portrayed him perfectly. The actor did very, very well. I think him and Jafar played the biggest roles. Like, them two had strong characters. Of course, Michael, but outside of Michael, Joe Jackson had a very, very strong character. And I really liked the bodyguard, even though he didn't have a lot of lines, but you could tell the bodyguard really cared for Michael. And I really liked him in the movie as well. The chemistry between Jafar and the mom. Who is playing the mom? Is that Nia Long, y'all? Is that Nia Long, right? Nia Long, bro. Their chemistry was really, really good. I felt like I didn't see her on screen as much as I thought I would. Like, they really made this movie about Michael, y'all. When I tell y'all, if y'all have seen The American Dream, y'all know how everybody is playing. Like, you know about everybody. And this movie is literally about Michael. You feel me? Like, I don't even think there's rarely any point where there's a scene where there's no Michael. There might be a couple scenes between his dad and mom and stuff like that, but they're mostly talking about Michael. They're talking about Michael in that scene. But other than that, yeah, the chemistry between Jafar and Neil Long was really really good, and Joe and whoever's playing Joe Jackson, their chemistry was really good as well. Even though we don't want to see the, you know what I'm saying, the way Michael was being treated, but the chemistry between them two was really good. Was really good, and the bodyguard, the chemistry between Michael and the bodyguard was really good. So the chemistry all around in that movie was really really good. But there was a lot of scenes, y'all, where Jafar felt like it was Michael Jackson on screen, bruh. Like, I'm telling you, there was so many times where it's like you watching Michael, you're not even watching Jafar no more. Like, literally, bruh, literally. Okay, let's talk about the music and performance scenes. At one point of the movie, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like it was a musical because there was not a lot of things going on between the songs. Like and I keep comparing it to American Dream, and I know the American Dream's over 3 hours and something minutes long, but I feel like it had depth outside of the music. You feel me? That movie, that show, I think it was a series. I don't even think it was a movie. It had a lot of depth outside of, you know what I mean, the performances and music and all that. It had depth to it. It did have depth, but bro, a lot of the movie is them they performing the whole song too. It's not like they just play a little bit, then you get to the next scene. They're playing the whole song, y'all. So for me, I feel like the concert scenes, the music and the performances, it was very musical like. It made the movie very musical. Like a musical, like a musical. There were some very good iconic moments. The choreography moments when he was the Thriller, shooting Beat It. Those were some really dope moments. It showed him actually going to the hood. That was really dope. That was really dope. It showed him actually going to the hood. You know what I'm saying? It showed how he was inspired to make the song Beat It. But I feel like the reason why it felt so short is because it felt so rushed. And I understand why it feels so rushed because you can only put so much into, like, if they was to really go in depth, that movie would have been at least 4 or 5 hours. 4 or 5 hours long, bruh. So that's why it felt rushed. So yeah, story pacing. Let's get into story pacing. Did it feel rushed? Yes, it definitely felt rushed for me. Did it feel rushed for you? I'm not gonna lie. At one point in the theater, we was at when he was a kid, right? And then it switches over to right before he drops Off the Wall album. And the crossover to that was so quick, bro. We both looked at each other like, already? We already here? We already living in California? Like, we already moved from... Like, we spent, what? Maybe the first 10 minutes of the movie in Gary, Indiana. After that, we in California already. Like, we dang near famous. You feel me? So I feel like... But I understand it's about Michael. It's not about the Jackson 5. And a lot of those years, it was about Jackson 5. But in my opinion, I would have liked to know what was Michael really going through during those times, personally, during the whole Jackson 5, during the whole coming up. You know what I mean? Showing him maybe wanting to hang out with kids outside. I think they showed up. They might have briefly, like, showed that he didn't really get time to go, you know what I'm saying, be a kid. But I feel like... And that actor was really, really good. I feel like they did not give him enough screen time for me. Like, I needed more screen time from him. I think that he did really, really good. Just like Jafar, like, even the young Michael was really, really good. I felt like he needed more screen time. We needed more in-depth of the child Michael. I think it went from Off the Wall and up was a lot more than the Jackson 5 Michael. So it felt a bit rushed. It felt a bit rushed because, like I said, we went from 9-year-old Michael to 18, 19-year-old Michael with the switch of scenes, bro. It went from the kid Michael to Off the Wall very, very quickly, very quickly. So the pacing felt very rushed, bro. Very rushed. I really liked the outfits. There were some shots where I'm like, bro, Michael was huge, bro. Like Michael was. It depicted Michael in a very, very good light. Like you could see how famous he was. Like you could feel the energy through the screen of the fans and stuff like that. There was some really, really good performance shots, like the victory tour. When I tell you guys that he looked like Michael, bruh. The victory tour, bruh. Oh my goodness, he looked like him, bro. Okay, so let me tell you guys what I like. Okay, this mic is definitely not working. So let me tell you guys what I liked compared what I didn't like. I love the acting, the music. I don't think there was enough emotional moments, but the emotional moments that it did have were good, were great. They did really good at telling telling the important parts of his story, like when he got his hair burnt, the Coca-Cola, when he got his nose job. They did really, really good at telling important parts of the story. What I didn't like was the pacing. I'm not sure if there was any missing moments that I wish. I just felt like we could have had more emotional moments. I just wanted more, you know, but I understand that the movie would have been super long, super, super long. Other than that, y'all, my overall, like I said back then, I will give it a 7.5 out of 10. I'm going to say 7.5 out of 10. That's what I would give it. I would give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. What would you said an 8, right? 8. She's giving it an 8. Oh, what are some things you liked about it?
Yeah, the music.
Uh-huh.
But the fact that I didn't even see Janet. Did you see Janet?
Oh yeah, Janet's not in the movie either. You didn't see Janet. We didn't see Janet. Nah, Reeby's in it a lot. Reeby's always with her mom in the movie. I think it's Reeby. Or is it Latoya? One of them two. They're in it a lot. There's no Janet. I'm giving spoilers, but she doesn't like that there's no Janet. She wanted there to be Janet. You like the music? I'm talking about what you like, not what you don't like.
And the father, he nailed that one.
The father, huh?
Yeah.
That's what I said. The father was really good. Hey, he did really well playing Joe. And he looked just like him, too. He looked just like Joe. Joe and Michael in that movie, bruh, they looked like them. They did really good. Even Tito at some point, even though I feel like the brothers did not play no role. Jermaine was barely even there. Jermaine was barely even there, y'all.
It was like,
Now that I think about it, Jermaine was barely even in the movie.
Janet, like, doing nothing.
Because y'all know when Jermaine stayed with Motown, and that's like most of the movie is when it was just the Jacksons. It was Randy, Tito, Marlon, Michael, and Jackie, no Jermaine, right? So Jermaine is barely in the movie. They mentioned Jermaine, like, you know, the Jacksons will still go on without Jermaine, blah, 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 blah. Jermaine stayed with Motown. This was his decision. I think that's what Joe said. But yeah, there's no Jermaine, y'all. There's no Jermaine. But overall, yeah, I would give it a 7.5. What I would have liked, y'all hear me out. Hear me out now, y'all. What I would have liked was a dope series on Netflix. That's just my opinion, y'all. I feel like if they would have did a Michael series on Netflix, even something like the Stranger Things. You know what I'm saying? I'm using that for example because of how many shows dropped and how long they were in the seasons. If they would have dropped something like that on Michael's story on Netflix with the same actors, same actresses, you know what I'm saying? I felt like that would have gave it more depth, the depth that we wanted. And it would have been
I wanted to see more of.
I wanted to see more.
The connection between him and Bubbles.
Him and Bubbles, or him and his brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like we could have got more. Like, we could have got a better connection between him and his animals. Bubbles and the giraffe and the llama that he got. You know what I'm saying? I know there might be little things, but I feel like there's more. Like, we could have got more from this. Even though I felt like I knew Michael more, personally, I also felt like I wanted more. I left wanting more. I left feeling like I didn't get enough. So yeah, y'all. Why is it doing that now? I definitely left wanting more, bruh. I left wanting more. But yeah, hear me out, y'all. Netflix series, you know. But I'm happy though. I'm happy. 7.5. They said they're saying there's gonna be a part 2, so I'm excited for that.
Can't wait.
Huh?
Can't wait.
You can't wait? Yeah, I think part 2 is gonna be really nice. I know I've been seeing on Twitter a lot of critics are mad because they didn't talk about the allegations and stuff like that. But I mean, like, it didn't even get to that point. First of all, the movie never even gets to that point of allegations, and those are the people who are giving bad reviews on the movie. It's like they want the bad stuff. Like they just want him to be talked about badly, which is crazy. But love the movie. 7.5 out of 10. She gave it an 8 out of 10. If you have seen it, let me know what you guys think. What would you guys rate it out of 10? What you like, what you didn't like. But that's my rating, y'all. That's my rating. But hear me out, y'all. Netflix series, that mug would have, hey, come on, man. Come on. Hey, that probably would have been one of the top watch Netflix series in a long time. And I think, well, actually, I know that The American Dream was a series. That's why it was so in depth. That's why they was able to do so much with that. And that's what we needed, bro. I feel like that's what I needed. Definitely coming after watching American Dream. If people who never watched the American Dream is definitely gonna be satisfied. You feel me? They're gonna be like, oh yeah, this was really, really good. Which it was good. But after watching American Dream, you kind of want the same type of vibe with Michael. You want that same in-depth story with Michael. You know what I mean? I want to see him born. I want to see Catherine holding him. You know what I'm saying? At 1 month old, baby Michael. Yeah, guys, that's it. I'm done being a movie critic. That was my first time being a movie critic for y'all. But I'm done being a movie critic. Movie was good. Go check it out if you haven't. Let me know. Come back to this video. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree, disagree, what I'm saying, I would like to know in the comments section. But I think that's it. Y'all.